chance to get into the 300 subscriber giveaway. Stay tuned and get the details here. And I'm going to show 5 weeks worth of my new comic book day books. Let's check it out. Hey, thanks for checking out my comics closet. I'm Lynn. I'm going to show the books I picked up from Comic Corner, my LCS, for the last 5 weeks. 2 weeks before, the last 2 weeks of June, because I was out of town. The second to the last week of June, I was out of town. I had a week vacation, so I wasn't there to pick up my books. I was up north trying to get my property set, trying to get my power installed so I can get my barn built. And then I went and picked these up the last week of June. And then on the week of the 4th of July, I was up north because we always have our shop closed down that week. So I went up there and had some stuff going on. I got my power supply built, my service, the stand for it. And I got a company to come in. They've got it all built. It's been inspected. I'm supposed to have my electricity hooked up this Thursday, the 24th. So today is the 19th of July, and it's the really, really cool Comic-Con's going on up in Flint right now. It started actually a little while ago, started at 10. So I'm going to try to get this done, and then I'll have to edit it tonight. So then the next video will be the show. But there are other shows. I forget who it was. Somebody asked me in my comments if there was anything going on in the last 2 weeks of July. And I looked up a couple of them. Next weekend is the Dixieland Collectorama, which is the Dixieland Flea Market, which is just a couple miles from me here. It's at Telegraph and Dixie Highway in Waterford Township. It's a big flea market, and they've got a big comic shop in there. Was it Frank and Lou's? Carl and Frank's. And then they have a little event room far to the right if you go. And it's some comics, a lot of other stuff. Pokemon, video games, all that stuff. But it's a flea market. It's fun to walk around there. It's a big flea market, pretty big flea market. They also, if it's nice weather, they have a bunch of outside stuff. And then there's also the collectible toy and comic book garage sale. That's Saturday, July 26th from 10 to 5. And that's at 23140 Brentwood Drive in Brownstown, Michigan. So that's down by the river, downstate. So those are all the ones that are coming before the end of July. And then, of course, then there's the Dawn of the Collectors shows, which is at the Bruise Post of the VFW Hall in St. Clair Shores on Jefferson Avenue. And that's August 3rd from 10 to 3, $2 admission. Oh, and there are other shows coming up. September 21st and October 5th. So that's everything I've written down. There's also the Knights Hall show. I don't know the dates, but there's a flyer. I'll point to the dates. So that's everything I know is coming up. Of course, there's the Motor City Comic Con, which is coming up in November, November 14th, 15th, 16th. As I said, that's hunting season. That's opening day, the 15th of the firearm deer season. I'm going to go up and try to get a big buck on the buck pole. We'll be spending a lot of time up there this fall, so videos maybe getting a little spotty. I got big changes coming here at my comics closet. We'll go into more of that down the road. What else did I say? Oh, so yeah, this is your last chance to try to win these books up here. You can't see them from here, but I'll show. They, Adjectiveless Spider-Man #1 in a 9.8. Death of the Inhumans, I think it's 16, but it's a 9.8. It's got the design cover on it. And then the frizz-on cover of Something That's Killing the Children, I think that's 16. Maybe the Death of the Inhumans is #1. And then this is Walking Dead 100 in a 9.8. And then Giant Dark Horse Presents, I think it's #7 in a 9.8. But his early appearance, if not the first appearance of Alien comic, plus Sin City, Next Man with John Byrne, and then Carnage, Black, White, and Blood in a 9.8 CBCS, and What the with the parody of Weapon X in a CBCS 9.8. So, if you want to try to win your choice of one of those books, you need to go back to this video, which is like 4 videos back after from this. It was like the end of May, a couple months ago, month and a half ago. Go to that video, make sure you're subscribed, like it, and then leave a comment. And actually, you gotta watch that video, and there's a hashtag comment to put in there that'll get you into the random comment picker. You gotta have that hashtag, and then I'm gonna draw a random comment from that video, this is it video, and give away one of these books. I think I'm at 314 subscribers now. So since I announced the giveaway, which was actually 250, and it's been a long time since I got it going, but I've gained 64 subscribers. So I'm thinking if I can get to 325 by the time I get this next video out, which hopefully will be next weekend, 26th, 27th, something like that. I'm gonna give away another book. So let's see if I can get to 325. Maybe I'll do 2 giveaways. I'll do a giveaway for the first book, and you get your first pick. And if we hit 325, I'll do a second drawing and give away another one of these books. I'm trying to work my way up there. You know, I got to get to 1 million so I can start making some money. But I would also appreciate if you're going to enter the contest, if you have a U.S. mailing address that I can send the book to. You know, if you're in the U.S., that's great. But if you're outside of the contiguous U.S., I would appreciate if I could send the book to somebody in the U.S. Maybe they could send it to you, and you can pay the extra. But first, I guess, let's do the dad jokes. All right. I'm going to pull this dad joke card off the top of my dad joke, with a totally embarrassing dad joke card deck that my wife got me a couple years ago for Christmas. Each one's got 3 jokes on it. I haven't seen them, so I don't know what they are. But if you don't laugh, then you're going to have to go up north with me and chainsaw some woods down. I had a lot of wood to cut up. All right, here we go. Where do sheep get their hair cut? At the Baba shop. Okay. What's wrong with jokes about cheese? They don't age well. What did the piece of cheese say to the ghost? I'm lactose intolerant. Very cheap. So, if you don't laugh, really, you're going to have to go up and cut wood with me. Anyway, so let's take a look at these books I picked up. Comics Corner, my local comic shop, or LCS as they call it. Been going there for over 30 years. Since at least 1990. I'm just saying, I've been a member of the Collectors Club since the late 1900s. So it's a great store. Anyway, so that's where this is. Comic Corner. The first thing, well, of course, I grabbed these Marvel free previews. You know, I like to grab them and show what they are. I don't know if anybody's interested in them. If you go get them, does anybody do any pre-ordering? I mean, I know some people, if you don't have a local comic shop, you must have to pre-order everything, right? So, anyway. And then I got, well, this is the back side of it right here. X-Men Alpha of Apocalypse. You know, that's the back side of it. I had 2 of them. So, then I got this DC Connect, which is, of course, a DC Previews book. And it has, oops, what's on the cover? Oh, it has Batman. Which looks like the, what? Oh, no, that's looking at Batman. And then on the back of that is, the advertisement for the new Superman movie, which I'm planning on going to see, I think. I want to go check it out. I really want to see Metamorpho. One of my favorites from when I was a kid. So anyway, that's all the preview books I got, I believe. Yeah. All right, so those are all like the free preview comics I picked up. think it was June 18th. I was off that week. I went up to my property up north to do a little work on my cabin, and I didn't pick up my books that week. So I picked them up the next week, which I think was like the 25th. So anyway, first thing was in my pull box on June 18th is this Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu number 9. So there we go. This is a start. Oh, and then this, it just says Fantastic Zero, number 33. Try to put those over there without messing them up. And then a Fantastic Four Fanfare, number 2. Pretty cool Thing cover. And a really cool Thing cover, The Thing, number 2. I can't get it in there now. There we go. I guess he's fighting Bullseye. He's got like the dart Bullseye on his head and got the dart in it. But he don't care. Ben Grimm's pretty tough. And then we got Incredible Hulk 26. We're all in the mouth of the Hulk. But I think it's, I don't know, that's supposed to be a cave. It's kind of a, I don't know if I'd consider that Mouth of the Beast. What do you think? Is that a Mouth of the Beast cover? Going to sub collection? Because I don't think it's really the Hulk. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know what you would call it. Anyway, and then I have this. Part of the One World Under Doom storyline, the Avengers number 27. If I can get it in there, man, I'm having a hard time with that. A hard time with getting them in there. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, cool looking Hulk cover though. Oh, the Avengers 27. I guess Black Panther cover. And then you got West Coast Avengers number 8. Spider-Woman's on the cover. And okay, we got the Godzilla versus the Avengers. Number 1. I've been picking up the Godzilla books. I, loved watching Godzilla since I was a little kid. And actually, I saw a thing on, well, I think it was on Facebook, on the comic book collectors, that they have like fight covers, like posters for fights against all the big Marvel heroes. And the guy had gotten the 4 big ones, Hulk, thing, Avengers, X-Men or something, maybe Fantastic Four, and put them in a frame for all 4 books. It looked pretty cool. Anyway, and then we have this Aliens versus Avengers, number 4, which I could see him having a little better chance against the aliens. I don't know anybody can fight Godzilla. Maybe Fing Fang Boom. Oh, and this is the Insurgent Iron Man, part 4, number 9. And then we get to the X-Men. Uncanny X-Men, number 16. Cool looking Wolverine cover. Rogue, I'm not sure who that is in the middle. Not sure that I haven't read any of this stuff lately. Just keeping the collection going. Things may have to change soon, though. X-Men number 18, which is Professor X. Looks like he's blowing up Cerebro or something. Blowing up Cerebro. Oh, and then we have this giant size Age of Apocalypse number 1, which is a giant size X-Men 50th anniversary, and that's featuring, what is it, Ms. Marvel now? The Muslim Ms. Marvel? I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much about her. I was not the biggest fan. I didn't like the movie. So, I thought it was kind of goofy. But anyway, she's a new big popular hero. I thought they killed her, but they must have brought her back. I thought she was supposed to be a mutant, and then she was an Inhuman. But I don't know anyway. I'm not really keeping up, because I'm down with more of this stuff. Deadpool 15, But actually got 350 up here as like a legacy number maybe. So kind of a yellow cover, right, Neil? Oh, this is Wolverine 10, showing off the bloody claws. Great cover. And then Spider-Man and Wolverine fight to the death. Well, that's going to be a good one. I'm going to have to check that out. Guggenheim. Andrews. Not sure, that's pretty cool looking art. A lot of stuff going on. And then this is, I went into the Spider-Man stuff. If you see, I kind of categorized this stuff, put it together a couple days ago, and haven't been able to do my video. Trying to get quiet time and time when I have enough time. So anyway, that is what Spider-Man 6, Amazing Spider-Man number 6. Spider-Man Black Cat cover. And then Miles Morales Spider-Man. Oh, sun's getting real low, it says. It's got something to do with the Hulk, I guess. I'm not sure. Haven't read any Miles stuff. I've got all the Miles stuff. I mean, most of it. It's all going to be up for grabs here sometime soon. Because Peter Parker's my Spider-Man. But I don't have anything bad about Miles. Spider-Boy, which I haven't read any of, but I think they're cool looking covers. Spider-Boy 20. And then I have Spider-Verse versus Venomverse number 2. Where it looks like Spider-Man and Cyclops are kind of merged up there. And then we have where the Marvel teamed up with 20th Century Studios for Predator versus Spider-Man. Which would probably be a good fight, right? I mean, Spider-Man, he still knows he's there, even if he's invisible, right? Spidey sense and all. So that's everything that was... Oh, this was in my pull box, too. That's all the Marvel stuff. That's all the Marvel stuff that was in my pull box. On June 18th, I guess it was. So, well, you know what? June 18th and June 25th, because these are 2 weeks worth. I didn't have them separated. They were all in one big box. I went through them and separated them by title. So these are the things I picked up for 2 weeks. The end of June. And there was this Walking Dead. What is it? 115. Because these are, I got image titles mostly that I get that aren't Marvel. I think I do get a couple of Dark Horse titles. Hellboy. This is Gunslinger 44. Spawn Universe title. Todd McFarlane Creations. I guess he created Gunslinger. I don't know much about that either. But they're cool looking books. I've got all the Spawn stuff. Like this one here. Now is a spin-off of the Deadly Tales of Gunslinger number 7. I really haven't read much. I guess he's like a cowboy Spawn. And another Spawn Universe title, which is called Black Ritual, the Book of Nyx, number 3. And then, no more and then. Oh, and this is another Spawn Universe title, number 1 issue of Bloodletter. All image books. So that's everything that I got out of my... Actually, these Spawn titles are not actually in my pull box. I did get these out of the discerning reader rack. But these are the books that I got that are not something that I even get. This is a Dark Horse book called Huck, Big Bad World. I think it's a number 1, right? Number 2. Because I do believe, I think I did grab the number 1 issue of that. I remember grabbing Huck. I'm wondering if it's some kind of a spin-off of Huck Finn. I have no idea. I'm hoping to take some of these and read them here. Over the rest of the summer here, I may have some extra time. Got big changes coming up here at my comics closet. Anyway, this is an image book called News from the Fallout, and this is number 1. And so those are the books that I picked up on June 18th, I believe it was. So now let's look at the books I picked up in July, right? This was the 2nd of July and the 9th of July. And these are all books from those 2 weeks, same thing. They were all put in the same bag. They were all in my same box, you know, my pull box at the store. So I just put them all together, kind of like the same thing according to title. And so this is a free comic book day, Superman Last Son of Krypton Special Edition. Excuse me. Which I think this was just a free comic book day book, but it's, I think, pretty popular. But I think they're just giving them away, had them on the counter. And the back of it has the Injustice Gods Among Us. That's the back cover. I grabbed 2 of them because they're free as well, right? So in these now are the books that were in my pull box. This is Fantastic Four, First Steps. It's the same name as the movie, number 1. So it's an homage to the original cover, Fantastic Four number 1. An updated style. Looks like the uniforms from the movie. I'm gonna go see that movie. I'm, big Silver Surfer fan. So not really happy with the female Silver Surfer, but I still want to go check it out. Like I said, I may go see Superman sometime this weekend still. I'm thinking about going to that show this afternoon still, so we'll see. Anyway, there's that. Oops, I don't want to pull that out yet. And then I have this Fantastic Four number 1, which has got a great Sue Storm or Sue Richards Invisible Girl cover, Invisible Woman cover on it, I guess. Pretty good of all of them. Pretty good cover. And then we have Godzilla versus Thor, which is pretty cool looking cover. I mean, I don't know. I'm just picking up the Godzilla books. They may go into a bundle down the road. So I may end up getting them. Cool cover though. Makes Thor look kind of tiny. And we have the Avengers, another One World Under Doom title. Of the crossover. The Avengers Masters of Evil finale. Avengers number 28 right there. And then Captain America number 1. Which, I don't know, it almost looks like an Alex Ross title or cover. I don't think it is. But it's cool looking cover. Kind of like this one. This is the Immortal Thor number 28. Kind of a similar cover as far as the style and the colors. I don't know if they're by the same person. And then we have this X-Men 1. Like Storm on the cover, I think. Unless it's Lilandra or something. Not really sure what's up with that, but cool cover too. And then this is Uncanny X-Men number, where are we at here? Must be 7. They don't really have the number prominent on here, but it looks like a movie poster. Murder Me Mutina. It's either 17 or 7, I'm not sure. I think it's maybe 17. So I'm not sure who Mutina is either. But then we gotta move on to X-Men 19. Looks like that's Havoc. Alex Summers on the cover there. Oh, and was that Warlock? Haven't seen him on a cover in a while. And then we have Laura Kinney, Wolverine number 8, which is she's fighting Haymaker. Big red Haymaker. I don't know. And then we have Wolverines and Deadpools #1. So, do they fight each other or are they teaming up? If you read it, let me know. And then we have this one. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe one last time. #1, which is Deadpool, looks like, with the powers of Reed Richards. Mr. Fantastic fighting Dr. Doom. Oh, he's got the flaming hand. He's kind of got like the Super Skrull thing going, maybe. Flaming hand, Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic, stretchy. Oh, and then there are this is the Hellverine #8, which I do want to read this story. I just think it's kind of cool, the whole Wolverine made into the Ghost Rider, with, of course, the flaming skeleton of adamantium, right? Got to add a little twist to it. And we have this all-new Venom #8, where it looks like he's fighting Doc Ock. So wrapped up in Doc Ock's arms, and you can see the Doc Ock face down there if you look. And then here's another Miles Morales Spider-Man #35. God War, part 3 or 4, it says? I think it says 3, right? I guess. There's kind of a different cover. Like it's written in hieroglyphs or something. Or fighting from hieroglyphs? I don't know. Anyway. And then we get to the Amazing Spider-Man #7. #7. Which have some great covers on them still. Gotta love Spidey. Who's that guy he's fighting? Is that Ares? Not sure if you know who that is. Any suggestions? Let me know. Any guesses? So that's all the Marvel books. They were in my pull box. And then I picked up, well, these are my pull box too. Well, this is Medieval Spawn #3. And then there's, oh, The Scorched #42. And then we have Walking Dead Deluxe #116. Can't hear that. I haven't had breakfast. And then Savage Dragon #277, which I believe that's an homage to an old Batman cover, right? Spotlight. I think it was Batman and Robin standing there where the, I don't know what they got going, Dragon's Kid. Haven't read much of that either, but I do like Savage Dragon. So that was everything that was in my pull box. And then this is the book that I got from the Discerning Reader Rack, which is, I don't know, cool looking book called, from Bad Idea Comics, called Planet Death. That just sounds like crazy time altogether. And then, oh, and I grabbed these, actually. That's all the stuff off the Discerning Reader Rack. I grabbed these, the Marvel Rack, because it's the Marvel Swimsuit Edition. I got the one, I think it's what, Scarlet Witch? That's, oh, that's Elektra, probably. I don't know if that's supposed to be the Torch? Human Torch? And I used to get those. These had a couple different covers too. I used to get all those. I've got some of the old ones that were like magazine type. My divider. But then I got the book that I picked up from this last Wednesday, which was the 16th, right? July 16th. And they aren't wrapped. They aren't bordered or anything. And the first one is, in no particular order, Spider-Girl #2. Which is Spider-Girl fighting, I don't know, Lady Bullseye. She got Bullseye on her head. And then we have Eddie Brock, Carnage, number 6. And we have Death of the Silver Surfer, number 2. And let me get this up here. Deadpool / Wolverine, number 7. And then we have here Predator versus Spider-Man, number 4. And then we have this Imperial, number 2. I think that's Lilandra, right? Tricks of the Shi'ar, I believe, is what she is. Predator Spider-Man. Oh, fighting with Kraven. I saw Kraven was on the cover of the number 1. So, and then we have Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe. I guess is what they've been working up to with all these Godzilla versus Thor, Godzilla versus Hulk, Godzilla versus the Fantastic Four in the flying bathtub. Okay, now here's the giant size House of M number 1. Goes along with the giant size X-Men 50th anniversary, I suppose, is what that is. And it's got Ms. Marvel on the cover again. The Angel, whole bunch of Marvel heroes. And that's everything from this last week that was in my pull box. Or of Marvel, that's all the Marvel stuff that was in my pull box. And then, of course, I have an image title called King Spawn, number 47. And then there is Walking Dead Deluxe, number 117. I have all these, and I have, excuse me, I have almost all the Walking Dead series. Sometime from the mid-teens. I think I started just before Michonne started up. I believe I have the first Michonne. I don't know if that's my earliest issue, but then I have the compendiums that show the first couple dozen books. But I sold my Walking Dead number 1 way back a few years ago. All right, so that was everything now that was in my pull box last week. The 9th, I think I said, right? No, the 16th, because today is actually the 20th. I went to the show yesterday after I shot the first part of this video, so now I'm doing the second part of it because I had to get there. I didn't get there till noon, but I got some pretty cool stuff that I'll be showing in my next video. But actually, I did pick up a couple books last Wednesday from the Discerning Reader Rack, which is this one called Ghost Pepper 1. I have no clue what it's about. Pretty cool looking cover. But I grabbed it because I thought it was kind of cool. So that was everything. That I got from Comics Corner last couple weeks of June and the first 3 weeks of July. But I did pick up some books, and I think it was actually not last week, but the 9th, July 9th. They go along with these, which are actually the facsimile copies of Fantastic 448, which is down there, are my Fantastic 448 Wizard Ace edition, which are cool books. If you know how the acetate cover works, you can open it up, but it's like different on the other cover, the main cover, and there's the acetate. But that one up there is a 9/8, so you can't use the acetate cover. That one there's, I don't know if it'd be a 9/8. But you can actually open it up. It's the same story, same art as in this book on the inside. And this is the original cover, of course. And then, of course, a facsimile to 49, which I do have the original, here. The original 2, which is a pretty expensive book. That was pretty rough grade. I mean, it might be a mid-grade 4 or 5, and I have the facsimile to 50. That's why I got my Silver Surfer stuff up. I wanted to get it out and kind of go through it. I had some random books that I bought lately that I want to put in these boxes. This is my homemade graphic box. But before I go through all this, actually, I think I'm going to go through all this in my next video, because I know this video is already too long. But anyway, so I'm going to go through these in my next video so I can leave them up here and not have to change it. In my next video, I'll be showing what I picked up from the really cool Comic-Con. And actually, one thing I did pick up, and that's what I was going to do with these, I think, is I got this Fantastic Four binder. It's a Mead binder from like the late 70s, I think. So I think there is a copyright 1970 something. I'll figure that out. What I think I'm going to do, though, is put these 3 books and those 3 books in the sleeves, and then put them in the binder, and that way you have kind of reader's copies. And well, the originals, I am going to get an original 48, I hope, sometime. But I do have to sell some stuff first and get some money together. So in my next video also, I'll go through all my Silver Surfer stuff in these boxes just to show real quick. If anybody's interested in buying any of that stuff, maybe we can do something about it. Because I've got a lot of Silver Surfer stuff. And I've got the whole series. Those are all my Slab copies. These are all other Silver Surfer related books I had. Kind of cool. So we'll go through that, and we will show the stuff from the really cool Comic-Con, and I'm going to do the drawing. So it'll probably be next weekend. You still got 4 or 5 days to go back to the video that says this is it. And make sure you're subscribed, like that video, like this video, and comment on that video with the hashtag that you'll see in that video. And you can comment on this video when you want and make up your own hashtag. I don't care. But make sure you keep coming back here. Like, comment, subscribe to My Comic Closet, where we take comics and comic collecting right out of the closet. So, thank you.